Hello patrons. Today's video is a request from Belinda and it is for our older Flybabies. So ladies, here's what we're going to talk about. Retirement, empty nesting, husband retiring, and changing your mind. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about. I know that I do talk about these in other videos in little bits, but we're going to have a concentrated video just for you older Flybabies. So Belinda, here you go. First of all, retirement. When you retire, you think, oh my goodness, it's going to be so great. I'm going to get up every morning and I'm going to do the FlyLady system like it's really supposed to be done. I'm going to just do it, right? And then you get retired and you're so exhausted from working all those years that just, and you just sit and drink coffee. I retired, I know. You just sit and drink coffee for a little while. And you just rest. But after a while, that gets a little boring. And then you're going to really want to start doing the system the way I intended you to do it. And that is to do your routines, followed by your zone, followed by the basic weekly plan, the same as I tell everyone else. So if you've got years and years and years of clutter in your house, it's not going to take you years and years and years to get rid of it. It's not. You're going to work on it 15 minutes at a time, four times a week in your zones until it's gone. If there's a special room that's driving you absolutely batty, you might set up a project. Find my video on how to do a project, and that's what you're going to do. And work only in that room instead of the other zones. Just doing your basic plans through the other rooms, like your weekly home blessing hour. Okay? So don't fret. The time's going to pass anyway. Take care of it a little bit at a time. We are trying to establish new habits. You've spent years and years developing bad habits. Now's the time to develop new habits. It's a new you. It's a new time in your life. Now, another caveat is that your husband is going to retire or may have already retired. And having him underfoot, which is the way it feels, can be very distracting. It's fun to have him nearby, but sometimes it's not fun, right? Now remember why you married him is that you wanted to spend all your time with him and be with him. And then you went to work and you got a little independent, or you went to work later, or you've been raising kids all this time and now they're gone and now it's just you and him, and it's a little, there's a rebalancing that has to happen. So eventually you will get used to being with each other again. Remember how it was when you first got married? That first year was a little, you just have to get used to being with each other. And establishing your priorities and your guidelines and your, not the guidelines, but your boundaries. Saying, these are the things I'm going to do every morning. It won't take me long. You can help me and we can shorten the time, but this is what I'm doing every morning because this house is going to be in shape and it's not going to be our focus. Don't scare him. This is not our focus. Our focus is us and having fun together. This is something that has to happen so we can enjoy it without feeling the pressure of the mess. Now, if your husband is a little hoarder, then you're going to have a serious conversation about where he keeps his stuff. And you have to decide where that is. Remember that shared spaces are shared. And so personal things don't belong in shared spaces. Remember that. So his tools don't belong in the living room. Your knitting doesn't get to live in the living room either. You have to put it away. All right. And the last thing was, let's see, retirement. He's retiring. Empty nesting. That was the other thing. If you're an empty nester, boy, is that a weird feeling. It's a great feeling. For my husband and I, it was fantastic because the girls were gone and we were free. And we would take long rides on Sunday afternoons. I still worked. And on Saturday, we would go do things. We still had a dog at the house, so we still had to get back. But it was great to be able to just take day trips and do things together. And it felt wonderful. Now, I have to say that we raised our children to be very independent. And so they were happy to go to college and get married and have a life. And that's what they're doing. My kids don't live with us. They never have. If there was some terrible calamity, of course they could, but there would be definite help to get them independent again. So that is a very, very sincere problem that a lot of people have, and they don't get to be empty nesters. And I hope that that's not you, but if it is, take some serious steps. Really chew on this and think about it, how to get your kids out on their own. At some point, they are independent. They need to be out on their own. It's hard for a husband and wife to live together. It's really hard to have other adults in the mix, okay? All right, so that's it. I hope this was helpful to you. The basic thing is you're going to do the FlyLady system just like everyone else. You're just going to have to self-discipline your inner child who's been dying to get off work and play in the playground, and that's kind of how you feel when you retire, and say, you know what, this is not really my focus. It's just something I need to get done in the morning so I can enjoy the rest of the day. So that's the thing I want you to think about. Okay, I hope this was helpful. Have a wonderful day, and always remember that you are beautiful. So be beautiful.